Finally, after it was like 95 rounds of shuffleboard.
We're winning extra innings. Alright, putt-putt champion, shuffleboard champion. I am the cruise ship champion. Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekend's YouTube channel. Today we're on Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas, and we're going to be giving you a full-on ship tour. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to check out everything there is to do on the ship, so stick around and let's go.
Let's go. Alright guys, so like we said, we are here on Mariner of the Seas. We are going to be giving you guys a full ship tour. We are currently on deck 14. Deck 14 is the highest deck you can go other than deck 15, which is like right above us, which is right there. But we'll talk about that in a second. So we're currently on deck 14 in the back of the ship. And yeah, should be a good time. So we're going to show you guys all the fun parts, all the parts that we can see. Because obviously there's some parts of the ship where I guess can't go. But other than that, it should be a good time. Ready?
Alright, let's start.
Let's go.
Alright guys, so we're going to start our tour here at the top of the ship. For top of the deck is deck 15. It is where the escape room happens. Now, there currently is a session in progress and we can't get in there unless you have at least 6 people to participate. We do not have 6 people.
We don't like group activities, I guess.
We don't like group activities. So just know that it is there and it's only accessible from the rear aft part of the ship on from deck 14. So we're going to continue our tour with the rest of deck 14. So to my left you have the suite lounge, which is available if you purchase a suite, then you have access to the VIP section there. The rest of the deck here, deck 14, is devoted to Ellington's bar, as well as the Viking lounge, which really are truly about one and the same. So let's get a quick walkthrough of this.
Alright, so we are currently in the Crown Viking. You guys can see Haiti off of our starboard side. And then, yeah, so here's the bar, which services both the Crown Viking lounge as well as the Ellington. There's a Lewis. And then off that way, through that door, just past the bartender, is the Diamond Lounge. You have to have status to get in that lounge, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ellington's is themed after Duke Ellington. It's a jazz-themed bar. And then here we have Viking Lounge, which is a great area to kind of overlook the rest of the ship and grab some drinks in the evening. They even have star ceiling that goes around the outside.
Oh, they do? Okay, so maybe if we have time, maybe we'll come back tonight and we'll check out the star ceiling. But yeah, it's a really cool place to catch a drink or a mocktail and kind of just see everything from the bird's eye view. Great view of the pool and other areas of the ship. So earlier on our trip, we did have a mocktail in here. Hopefully I took some footage of that. If not, oh well. We had 2 strawberry daiquiris for like $8 a piece. So, good times.
Alright, here we have the Diamond Club. This is where you can go if you have special status with Royal Caribbean.
Not us. Not yet. Alright, we should have started our step counter to see how many steps we're going to take on this ship tour. But I will say there is plenty of cool arts all throughout the ship, and hopefully we'll be able to find and pick out our favorite ones. Alright,
so deck 13 is where we start to get outside, and this is where all the fun stuff in the back of the ship happens. So let's go take a look. Alright,
so deck 13 is where all the sports courts are. So if that's your thing, this is where you want to be. We saw on the app, not only there's basketball, there's soccer. They had like a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, an adult free throwing thing too. So plenty of cool activities if sports courts is your thing.
Alright, just behind me here on deck 13 they have the multi-purpose basketball and pickleball court. They'll do some tennis there as well. And as we continue on to the back, we have the water slides as well as the flow rider. This is really cool. It's where you can practice your wave riding skills. Boogie boarding and wave riding. They'll even teach you if you don't know how.
Alright, so what deck are we on and what are we doing?
Alright, so we're back here on deck 13 and we're going to go down the water slides.
Let's go.
Go.
Alright guys, unfortunately Lewis cannot wear the GoPro or bring the GoPro down the water slide, so I'm just going to have to capture it, you know, at the end whenever he pops out. So. Alright, so he's up there. Should be any minute. I think he's coming down the blue one first. Alright, so you may be able to see him pop out right there. Let's see. There he is. How was it, babe? That was good?
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah?
There's like clear parts you can see out.
Yeah? Yeah, we saw you right there on that clear part right there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. You're over the water.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow ride though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's long. It's fun.
Okay. Are you gonna ride the yellow one? Okay. Alright guys, so he's gonna go down the yellow one now, which I think that's called Typhoon. So the blue one is Cyclone and the yellow one is Typhoon. Hopefully we'll be able to see him a little bit more because I think there's a longer path of clear So, let's go. Good? Is that good?
Yeah, so you did both of them.
Yeah.
I think blue's the better one.
Yeah, so you got a little faster than blue?
Yeah, yellow I kind of had to push along a little bit at the front to the top, but yeah. As we continue over, we have some hammocks. A great place to kind of hang out. Definitely if you're in a sort of party mood, you can tell the music back here never really stops. They also have some playground areas for kids to climb up on. And these really neat hammock swings. Also in the same area, if you go up the steps, they have the Sky Pad. This is the virtual reality trampoline bungee jump. Maximum weight limit 240 pounds. So here's the setup with the bungee jump. There's 3 different areas you can jump up inside this globe. Alright guys, so even though I didn't do the virtual reality bungee jump, just talked to the people that are running it. They said basically it's a bunch of different video games you can play while you jump. They described it kind of like Candy Crush on the moon. So it sounds like a lot of fun. You want to talk about the rock wall?
Huh?
You want to talk about the rock wall?
Yeah, there's a rock wall.
One last thing that we have to see on deck 13 is the rock wall. So if you want to give yourself a good challenge, give it a shot.
I did a rock wall twice in my entire life, and it's not on the script. So, alright.
One last tip here, they do have the suite lounge deck is available too. So if you do have access to that suite lounge, you have a private deck that's available next to the rock wall. Alright guys, just stepping down one deck. We are now on deck 12.
Yep.
This is where Johnny Rockets, one of the specialty dining areas, as well as the running track. So if you want to get your laps in the morning, this is where you do it.
Yep.
8 laps around equals 1 mile.
Oh, it is 8?
Yep.
It's 8 of a mile?
Yeah, have you not read the signs?
I've not read the signs. Also, this is the main setting of the sun deck too, so there's plenty of loungers. We have had 0 problems finding a lounger that was something that you wanted to do or something that you're interested in. So yeah, main lounge is on deck 12.
Yeah, if you can't find lounges on deck 11 where the pool is, always loungers up here available.
Yep.
Deck 12. Turning right from Johnny Rockets, we enter the classic video arcade. Almost no kids on our ship, so there's no one in here at the moment, but you can see it's an arcade. Not unlike those that you've seen anywhere else. They do charge per play. You have to use your ship card. You can see the prices here range. I've seen them as low as 50 cents, maybe $1.50 on some of them, $2. Yeah, this one here is $2.
This is also the portion of the ship that if you have kids and you wanted to drop them off for some kid activities, this is where you would do that. They have the aquanauts, they have the tot center. You can access that on deck 12.
So we won't be showing too much of that because we don't have access to the kids area.
Yeah, we don't have kids,
but yeah, do know that they have basically it's daycare. They watch them for you.
Yep.
So that's great. And just off the back of the arcade is Fuel. This is the teens dance club, the nightclub for teenagers. So no alcohol, but the teens still go in there and dance and party and have all kinds of fun, almost like an adult. All right, and then here is the Voyagers Club.
Yeah, for 9 to 11.
This is for kids age 9 to 11. And so the final section in this hallway is the Explorers Club. This is for kids age 6 to 8. Again, it's kind of like daycare for those age kids.
So also on deck 12, you have the aquanauts and the aqua tots. So for kids 3 to 5, drop them off here, and then for kids younger, you drop them off on the aqua tot side. Deck 12, you're gonna find the running track, a bar, and plenty of seating. This is like the main place to come and hang out, catch the sun. Though it is been overcast for us, we still got sunburned, so it's still possible to get a tan when you are, in an overcast area.
Alright, and continuing with deck 12, we have the Sky Lounge. It's a great place to grab a drink. They have some great specialty cocktails. You can hang out while you sit next to the pool and listen to some great music. And one final thing to mention here about deck 12 is there is a super secret special place called the Sun Deck, which is technically part of deck 13, but they do have some additional loungers up here, and there's almost never anybody up here. Alright.
Alright guys, so rounding out deck 12, we are inside in the front of the ship. This is where your spa is, this is where you do your manicures, your pedicures, and the fitness room is also here as well. So, come check it out on deck 12.
Alright, and the last thing to see on deck 12, and actually deck 13, in the front of the ship, is the Mariner Dunes Golf Course. So we're going to go check that out.
now we are on the forward of the ship, or the front of the ship. This is a good putt-putt course. So, you access this portion of the ship by going to deck 12 walking steps.
Can't leave the shoreline, just like the
Oh, so close.
Alright, congratulations to Lewis, the putt-putt champion of Mariner of the Seas. Typically though, I do kick his butt.
26 to 30.
Alright, okay, wait, do you want to talk about what happened on the first putt? How?
You always have that one that just doesn't go quite.
Yeah, 9. Excuse me, 7. 7 strokes. Part 2. Something considered, it's actually a pretty quiet part of the ship. Plenty of things to do here. There's plenty of places to sit and hang out. So, we have had no trouble on the ship finding any sort of seating. So, plenty of places to hang out.
I think a lot of that's just because there's no kids on our ship.
Yeah, that's true. It's 9 acres. It's during school, so there's definitely hardly any kids. And if you get too hot, you can hose off at one of these like shower stations. Just press the button and you have a rainfall shower head. Okay. Let's head on back down to deck 12 and head on down to, I guess, deck 11. So I think we've done 12 already. Let's go.
Down one more deck. We're on everybody's favorite deck. This is deck 11. We're going to start from the front of the ship and work our way to the back, starting with the gym. All right, and down on deck 11 we have the gym area. Plenty of room for all kinds of classes, tons of workout equipment. Workout with a view. All right, next up is our favorite area of the ship. This is the solarium, so let's go check it out.
Yep.
Right, the solarium is our favorite part of the ship. This is the adults only section. They do have a pool, several jacuzzis, and a solarium bar. One of the cool things about the solarium, there is this secret passageway over here that leads to the front of the ship, so let's go check that out. And from the front of the ship you get an amazing view as well as an interesting look into the bridge. So you can see where the captain and the first mate and everybody are down there working. Though at the moment the ship is on autopilot, nobody's steering. Alright, and through the solarium we're going to continue to the main pool.
Alright, so there are 2 main pools here, in addition to 4 hot tubs, and there's also the pool bar. One of the things we also like about this part of the deck is that there's also a hot dog stand as well as an ice cream stand, and there's also some reserved seating. So on our trip we didn't need to reserve any seating because there definitely was plenty to go around. But if that's something that you're interested in, call guest services and they'll be able to hook you up.
Alright, and here's the doghouse. This is where you can get those hot dogs pretty much any time of day. I do know that they stopped serving some point in the middle of the night. I'm not sure exactly when. The blue stadium style seating in the back, that is the reserved seating. That is only if you reserve that with guest services.
Right. This is also the deck where you would come to watch some of the movies. So they have movies under the stars. I think The Lost City was playing, as well as Clifford the Big Red Dog was also playing too. So check out the app, it'll tell you what movies are playing where and when.
Alright, and finally my favorite part of deck 11 is the Arctic Zone. This is where you can get free soft serve vanilla or chocolate ice cream.
Frozen yogurt.
Bon appetit. Not the best ice cream, but it's free. Free's my favorite kind of ice cream.
It's frozen yogurt. It's ice cream.
That's true, that's why it's not the best ice cream. Alright, and another reason why we love deck 11 is the Windjammer. This is the buffet section of the ship. And to enter the buffet, you must wash your hands. Washy washy, or else no foodie foodie.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us every night.
What we like about the Windjammer is that there's some really great views out of the back of the ship. So later tonight we'll show you guys that.
Specialty restaurants.
Yeah, 2 of the specialty restaurants are located adjacent to the Windjammer. So Jimmy Oliver's. You also have the Pop's Grill. Think of it like a steakhouse.
Deck 10, staterooms. Deck 9, more staterooms. Deck 8, more staterooms. Deck 7, more staterooms. You guessed it, deck 6, more staterooms.
Alright, but the cool thing about decks 6, 7, and 8 is that they have promenade view rooms. So if you're on the inside, you're able to kind of overlook the promenade, and we can show you guys that right here. So we have a promenade room, and we have people to watch.
It's like sailing inside of a mall.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it looks like.
I'm telling you, I feel like they just like change the pictures. Just when I think I know what pictures are coming next, I feel like I don't know.
There's 4 different stairways, and each floor has a different picture.
I know, but I feel like when I finally get familiar with one stairwell, it's like Hogwarts. They change. So yeah, it's the Warrior Staterooms on deck 6, but this is where you can get a really cool shot of the promenade, and we'll show you that right here. Well, whoops, goodness, well, I think I spoke too soon. That sculpture's in our way, but maybe we'll go from the back of the ship and shoot this way and show you guys down the promenade. Alright guys, so we are now on deck 5. This is like the main thoroughfare on the ship, right? So this is one where you pretty much go from tip to tip and never be outside. So let's go.
Yeah, so this is like the big mall area, the shopping district of the entire ship. Starting here at the rear of the ship where we currently happen to be, this is the top floor of the dining room. So you can access the dining room here from deck 5, 4, or 3.
Yep, and I believe your card tells you which dining room you should be attending, correct?
Yep.
Alright guys, so from left to right, over here we have our next cruise station. So if you want to book your cruise, before you get off this one, this is where you go to do that. Rumor has it, these are the best prices to book.
This is the excursion.
Oh, this is the excursion area?
This is where you book your excursion. That's where you book next cruise.
Okay. Clarification, this is where you book your excursions if you haven't done that before getting onto the ship. Over here where it says next cruise, this is where you go to book your next cruise, right? So rumor has it this is the best pricing of anywhere for, you know, any of those cruises, but we don't know because we haven't done it yet. Panning over to the right, this is guest services. You have problems or questions, here is where you come, and then we're going to book it on down towards the rest of the promenade.
I think the big caveat with booking your next cruise on the ship is you do have to book within 1 year.
Oh, within 1 year?
Yeah,
okay.
so I think that's a tall order for a lot of people, you know, even for us, is that, you know, are you really going to go on a cruise within the next year? Basically, you're committing your next vacation to also be a cruise.
Right. I do know sometimes for those next cruise experience, not only are they cheaper, but sometimes you get more onboard credits, things like that, to be able to use, you know, on excursions, or to be able to be used at those dining places or, you know, the gift shop. So, drink packages, what have you.
Upgrades.
Upgrades. Alright guys, so moving down towards the Royal Promenade area. And we're going to see all the cool things we can see from here. And I just got a giant flash. I don't know where that came from. On the right we have regalia, jewelry, and watches. Think your high-end jewelry. You can get that there. To the left we have port merchants, so your duty-free shop. We have the market where they always have something on sale, so aka the gift shop. Our friends sitting in the dune buggy, and our room is right there. Back over past the dune buggy we have the bamboo room. We haven't been in here yet, but I do think this is a very cool vibe. Maybe we'll come back and get a mocktail or something here.
Yeah, this is where they have a lot of specialty tropical cocktails and such.
Yeah. You also can access the casino from here, but that's on deck 4, so we'll do that in a second. Going past the casino entrance, on the right we have Solarium Beauty, so you can get your perfumes, your face washes, everything here, tax duty free. Over here is the Barnacle and the Barrel, so think like your Irish pub sort of vibe. Anything you want to say about that?
There's a lot of bars and a lot of pubs on board, so plenty of places to get your drink on.
Yeah, so this is like the main stage area. So if you're here for like Motown night or 80s nights, that's where all of the action happens. So the dancers, the singers, the DJ.
Which is interesting too, we mentioned our room was right up here. Most of the time it's pretty quiet, but on those couple specialty dance nights that they have out here in the promenade area, it does get fairly loud, and they kind of keep the music going to about 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. So if you're early to bed, just kind of keep that in mind. You may just not want to book one of these rooms.
So they have 2 Coca-Cola freestyle machines here and some other places at the ship. They do give you a specially cut for this, so you have to pay for the drinks package if that's your bag. Alright, here at the Grand Glacier, they do have Ben & Jerry's. Hi! They do have Ben & Jerry's ice cream as well as some coffee drinks. If that's your bag, not included in the price. Hi! Thank you! Haven't had it yet, but looks good.
Yeah, there are places you can get the free ice cream like we showed you up on deck 11 where you get the frozen yogurt. But if you want a more premium ice cream, they have it here. They also have ice cream available basically with every meal.
Yeah. So everything behind the counter here is for purchase. Pretty much everything in this line here is free. So you can get pizza, you can get sandwiches, you can get cookies, you can get all kinds of like
dessert
quick snacks. Yeah. So if you're kind of in between meals, you want a little something, here's a place to come that is included.
Yeah, absolutely. This place has been an oasis for us, especially
Yeah.
since we didn't buy any of the drink packages, including the soda package, because this is where you're going to be able to get your free water, your lemonade, tea, coffee, all that self-service is right here.
And it's unlimited.
They do have, yeah, it is unlimited. They do have that available with every other restaurant within the ship, but this is the one place where it's free self-service anytime, day or night. You come and get those drinks.
And across from Cafe Promenade, we have Playmakers. So this is again a specialty dining place. You don't necessarily have to purchase it. Or, I'm sorry, you don't have to do a reservation, but you do have. It is a for purchase establishment, and they have food and drinks there as well.
Yep. Think chicken wings and nachos.
Yeah. And when Lewis says an oasis, he literally means an oasis. There are hot and cold beverages on tap here, so think of like lemonade, water, things like that.
Yeah, and pro tip, a grandmother, an aged lady, an elderly lady the other day told me that the tip is to use the coffee cups because they're bigger than the regular cups, and they have a lid.
Yeah.
So that's your grandma pro tip for the night.
Not your Lewis pro tip, but your grandma pro tip.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright guys, and our last stop on deck 5 is the world famous Star Lounge. Alright guys, behind me is Star Lounge. This is where I won Harry Potter trivia. This is where bingo's going on right now, so a cool place to hang out. And they have a bar in there, so if that's your thing, come check it out.
They also have a library with internet access. If you pay for the internet access, you can use the computers in there, as well as some board games and books you can read.
Yeah, so library's also in there too. Alright, cool. Let's go down to deck 4. Alright, so what are we going to call this painting? Airmail, angel mail, fast mail, wing mail, what are we calling this? Alright guys, so we're now at the front of the ship. So now this is the balcony for the Royal Theater. So think of like your nighttime shows, your music, your things
Broadway,
like that.
comedian, jugglers, all that sort of thing. That's all happening right here. So this is the balcony. You know, the main floor is accessible on floor 3.
Yeah, on deck 3. And I'll put in some of that footage where Lewis demanded that we sit on the first row of the show last night, and the guy was juggling knives right in front of us on a deck that's rocking.
And no heads in front of us. We had a clear view.
Yeah.
Real music for the finale here, Lamberto. Thank you very much, brother. Go ahead and hit me with that. You guys, that's so awesome. Thank you very much for helping out, being a great crowd. Put your hands together for me. Let's bring this home.
Deck 4 is also one of the spots where a lot of people spend a lot of their time. One of the neat features of Deck 4 is they have the Boardwalk. Is that what they call this? So this area here does walk all the way around the back of the ship. Now you're not allowed to run back here because it does get rather slippery, but you can come and have a cigarette if you're a smoker. They also have plenty of shuffleboard and checkers further on down. It's a great place to come and get really close to the water and get some amazing views without all the crowds that are up on Deck 11. My favorite part of Deck 4 is the super secret access to the bow of the ship. It's where the helipad is, and let's go check that out right now.
If you guys know anything about us, we obviously like our boats and like our ships and like our jet skis. But pro tip that is not included in our pro tips is to don't do bow riding. So we will not be bow riding today as we're careful. So we are, trying to get to Cape Canaveral.
Alright, it is super windy out here, so none of this audio is going to come through. So we're just going to do a pan, show you what the helipad looks like.
Yeah, so we got the helipad, we got the staterooms, we got the bridge. Behind that is the fitness area. Then above that is staterooms. On top of that is the cookers. Alright guys, coming back down to deck 4, right? Yeah, coming back down to deck 4. And we're gonna see what we can see from deck 4. Man, y'all hear that water crashing?
Yeah, check out the casino. Alright, continuing on Deck 4, we have the Schooner Bars, where we do a whole lot of trivia, as well as Azumi, the hibachi and sushi restaurant, a premium restaurant here on ship. Next up, we go into the casino.
A place where we spend no time or money.
Alright, so here in the casino they do have all kinds of games that you're in. If you're into that, they have the slot machines, they have table games, the craps, roulette, blackjack, all of that. It is a smoking area of the ship, so if you do like to gamble while you smoke, you can do that here. They do have certain areas of the casino that are non-smoking. However, we do find that there's very poor ventilation here, and the entire casino basically smells like smoke.
I don't like
Yeah, she has not enjoyed. Sometimes we have to cut through the casino to get from one end of the ship to the other, and Christine is not. Yeah, she's very sensitive lungs. Me personally, I used to be a smoker, so it doesn't bother me nearly as much, but it's still not great.
Alright guys, on deck 4 on the back end of the ship, on the aft side of the ship, you got Valero's behind me, which is a bar and music area. There's just a hangout, and on the other side you have your Starbucks location.
Yep, so Starbucks.
Yep.
And it seems like they almost always have live music over here. Even I came down here about midnight last night. They had live music going on.
I was listening at the very end of deck 4. You can enter the main dining room through here.
All right, and we're heading back outside on deck 4 for one final look at the back of the ship. All right, and here at the back of deck 4, you have what is, I think, the coolest view on the entire ship, dudes. I love watching the wake of this massive ship as it moves across the ocean. All right, so if you watched one of our other vlogs where we did our day excursions, we mentioned that Mariner of the Seas was in a bit of a fender bender about 3 weeks before we boarded, and this is the result of that, where the ship was docked in Freeport, the Bahamas, and a cargo vessel ran into the rear of the Mariner of the Seas and put a big gash in the hull. This is all above the water level. Obviously, it's superficial, no real damage. It did not impact that cruise nor this cruise. And basically, it's about a 3 to 4 foot gash that continues up onto deck 5. The ship is breaking.
Right, the ship is breaking. And I'll link down below where I last ended up. We went on the Disney Starliner vacation.
Galactic Starliner.
Alright guys, so here we are on deck 3. Behind me, all the way in the back, you guys can see the final floor of the main dining room. That is where we have our dinner and our lunch each day if we don't want to go to Windjammer. And then right now we are actually in the photo gallery and the art gallery sections. This is where you can buy that Velcro. This is where you can pick out some art. Also on deck 3 we have Studio B. This is where the ice skating happens and also laser tag. So if you're interested in doing any of those, come down to Studio B, check those out. And I'll put in some footage of where we saw the ice skating rink. This is the guest skating, and then we actually saw some of the production. Alright guys, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to skate today, but they do have an ice skating rink here at Studio B. So if you're interested in being an ice skating individual, come try it out. They do require you to wear long pants and have your socks, so FYI. But yeah, and yes, you have to wear a helmet, and no, you can't be intoxicated. So just some quick tips for you. But yeah, it looks really fun. It's actually probably the coldest place in the entire ship, so I'm here for it. Honestly, I should have edited videos down here because it was nice and cold.
And now we're going to go to the front part of deck 3, but unfortunately you can't get there from the rear part, so we actually have to go up to 4, across the casino, and back down to 3.
Theater!
And as Christine mentioned, this is the main entrance to the theater on the forward part of deck 3. So that's basically it for deck 3. We'll go check out. Deck 2 is basically all staterooms again, and then deck 1, there's not really much to see down there. That's where you exit the ship, and that's where medical is.
And you also forgot that on deck 2 there's also the conference center, and hello, staterooms.
Staterooms, yeah. Down on deck 2, this is mostly just staterooms, but there's the conference center here. If you have a conference, if you're booking with your work or something like that, this is likely where you're going to meet for all your different board meetings and whatever else is going on.
I think behind me is the Crown and Anchor Society desk, so if you have status here at Royal Caribbean, I think this might be where you go for your specific questions. We don't know, we don't have status, so yay.
Yeah, what? So this is where you can sign up for sign up for the Crown or Anchor Society and get any questions about that answered.
Yeah.
And the final deck is deck 1. This is where you would exit the ship, and this is also where the medical facilities are. So unless we're leaving or entering the ship, we're not really supposed to be on deck 1, so we're not going to spend too much time down there.
Alright guys, so we're currently on deck 8, and some key things to point out. So that red bridge right there is where all of the dancers come out to dance during those music nights. Over there, that little white alcove is the DJ booth. So he comes out here and spins some tunes for us. You guys can kind of see the dune buggy way out there. That's where across from that is our stateroom. But one other thing I wanted to point out is even though there's technically no balconies in the promenade, decks 8, 7, and 6 do have these little alcoves on both sides of the ship, forward and aft. Is that right?
Yeah.
Forward and aft. So if you want to just pop out and see where you are, check it out. Dude, when do they get swans on the ship? I'm telling you, I'm convinced there's art I have yet to be seen, and we're already on day 7. Alright, honey. So out of all the places on Mariner of the Seas, what spot has been your favorite and why?
I said, I keep mentioning deck 12 because it is my favorite spot. When you're still sleeping in the mornings, that's where I go. There's a little spot I found where you can face the ocean and get away from the sun and just kind of watch the ocean while I'm waking up and kind of getting started on my day. So that's where I like to head.
Okay. And like how you did not point that out. I like how you didn't point out that spot whenever we were doing our deck 12. So that's Lewis's secret spots. And then what part of the ship would you say is probably not your favorite place to be?
The casino.
Yeah, same.
So I do enjoy gambling, but with the amount of smoke that's in there, even in the non-smoking sections,
yeah.
I wouldn't see myself, if I had the money, even spending the time in there.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, would agree. Typically not a casino, not a casino fan. But hey, that's your bag. Go for it. Just be prepared to smell like an ashtray. I would say my favorite part of the ship is definitely the solarium. I like how there's a pool, there's comfy places to lounge, hot tubs are nice, and there's no kids. So all in all, definitely recommend the solarium.
Also, honorable mention the Windjammer.
Dude, the Windjammer, clutch. Now, I will say, unlike other cruises we've been on, the Windjammer, it doesn't have like 24-hour food access all the time.
Right.
The Windjammer is great if you are kind of on that typical lunch, dinner, breakfast sort of schedule. But if you eat off hours, typically like we do, the Cafe Promenade has probably been our favorite for a quick bite pizza, a cookie, a wrap, something like that.
Potato cakes in the morning, breakfast
Dude.
and Windjammers. I tell you, I just eat all of them.
Yes. So I've been trying to get Lewis to go have regular breakfast, with me in the dining room. So maybe I'll be able to convince him to do that tomorrow. But
Convince me, you got to get up on time.
well, that's also true. That's also true. But I know how much he loves the potato cakes, so
we can definitely go do regular breakfast in the dining room tomorrow if you can wake up on time. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see. As you guys know, that cruise ship tour took us 3 hours, and for me,
I got 3,000 steps.
I got 600 steps.
I take bigger steps.
I got little leggies. Alright guys, so we're back on deck 4. We're going to play around the shuffleboard. Never played it before. Don't know how to do it. Thank goodness. The rules are right there. So we're going to set it up and hopefully Lewis doesn't cheat.
I've never played it either, but I think the rules are pretty self-explanatory.
You know, whatever.
3,000 years later.
Finally, after it was like 95 rounds of shuffleboard.
We're winning the extra innings. All right, putt-putt champion, shuffleboard champion. I am the cruise ship champion.
Who won Harry Potter trivia? Me.
You did.
Yeah.
Who didn't participate in Harry Potter trivia? This guy.
Yeah.
You get to pick and choose.
Yeah, you can. Alright, good job, babe. Alright, well, neither Lewis or I should quit our day jobs to become putt-putt champions or shuffleboard champions. So yeah, I guess we have to get back to work on Monday.
Alright guys, so here's your pro tips for Mariner of the Seas. I'd say number 1 is if you're looking for a quiet sun deck place to hang out, deck 12 is great. There's hardly ever anybody up there. It's a great place to lounge out and just kind of, get your suntan on, while you're getting one of those beach chairs. But if you're not looking to suntan, deck 4 is a great place just to be outside. It's rather quiet down there. Or if you're looking for other quiet places, the library almost never has anybody in it. And there's a few of the other lounges when they're not doing any kind of event. You can definitely find seating in there that's quiet as well. Pro tip number 2 is if you don't have the drinks package, the Cafe Promenade down on deck 5 is a godsend. It is the place where you can go and get that self-service water, lemonade, tea, coffee, all that available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you do have a drink package, there are plenty of bars and restaurants all around, all of them serving alcohol, all of them serving soda. You'll have no problem getting those drinks that you paid for. And pro tip number 3 is while the solarium is the adults only section part of the cruise ship, and there shouldn't be any kids in there, it is rather difficult to get a bed or a nice comfy chair in there, especially during peak hours of the day. Those 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. kind of time slots, it's definitely packed in there, and all the comfy beds have been taken pretty much all day. So if you want a shot at getting one of those beds, my advice would be get there either ridiculously early in the morning or stay up late at night. If you're up there past sunset, you have no problem getting your pick of beds. All right, so that's going to do it for us today. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Have you ever been on the Mariner of the Seas? Are you booking a vacation on the Mariner of the Seas? We'd love to hear about where you're going. And with that being said, we're out of here, so we'll see you next weekend. Ready, action.
Yeah, pretty much.
You sure there's a conference center?
What is it?
Okay. Conference center.
What does this say? We're on deck 3.
Wait, start over again. I wasn't.
Airing out?
Yeah.
Okay. Theater.
I didn't get both arms.
God. How much do I have to do this?
Enough until it's done right. More staterooms.
Okay. The jump in was good. The jump out, you didn't quite clear the shot. So try that again.
You guessed it, decks.
Okay.
You're gonna have to do some voiceovers in the gym. I didn't want to be creepy filming a bunch of people talking about it.
What? As hard as you jump in, you gotta jump that hard on the way out.
Yeah, well, it's easier when I got a running start.
Okay.
Boardwalk. Is that what they call this? You gonna fly away?
So, ow, that was my foot, honey. Ow. You did that on purpose.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hi. Just give me a flat tire. So,
Deck 9. More staterooms.
do it again.
I apologize. I recorded like too much junk. You're gonna yell at me later.
I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm gonna give you an eye roll later. Woo! Too close. Am I in the shot?
Yeah.
Okay, because it isn't the last. Not like.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so. Ready?
All right.
No?
Maybe you should do this somewhere more exciting.